Hey there guys, Tom here, welcome back to my movie channel and thank you very much for joining me for this, my Oscar nominations and predictions video. In this video, I'm just going to go through some of the major categories. I'm not going to touch on all the categories and all the nominees, but I am just going to give some thoughts on the nominations for this year's Academy Awards. So if you have not subscribed to this channel yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that notifications bell so that you never miss out on my take on all things movies. And also, make sure you leave a comment down below and tell me what your thoughts are on the nominees. What did you think should have made it? What do you think shouldn't have made it? Drop down in the comment section below and let's carry on the discussion right down there. Okay, so I want to start with a category here that isn't one of the major categories. We're going to build up to that. So I want to start with Best Original Song because I have some thoughts on a couple of these. So out of the nominees that we have for Best Original Song, I think it is pretty much, my hope is that Shallow wins this award. Shallow in A Star, it's my favorite song in A Star Is Born. It's probably my favorite song of 2018 in general. And while All the Stars from Black Panther is a good song, I think this category, it's a two-horse race. It comes down to Where the Lost Things Go from Mary Poppins Returns, which is the best song in that movie, by the way. And it's also down to Shallow for A Star Is Born. The one song that I feel like got snubbed that didn't get nominated in this category is Ashes from Deadpool 2. That song is awesome. Forget the fact that it's for a Deadpool movie. It's a Celine Dion song, and it didn't get nominated for Best Original Song. The only thing I wonder is that maybe there was some technical, reason it didn't get nominated. For instance, if it wasn't written specifically for the movie, then it disqualifies it from being nominated in the category. So maybe that was the case, but either way, I think that's the one song that I would probably nominate over Shallow, but it's not on the list, so if I have it my way, Shallow will win the original song category. However, if the song from Mary Poppins wins, honestly, I'm not going to complain because that song is wonderful and it's the one memorable song from Mary Poppins Returns. Okay, let's talk about this visual effects category. Now, it's a lock, hands down, far and away, that Avengers Infinity War is probably going to win this award, which is fine. There are some amazing visual effects in Infinity War. I'm convinced this would probably win this award without any other visual effect in the film except for Thanos. Like, if everything else in the movie was done practically and Thanos was the only CGI thing in that movie, Thanos alone is enough to get this award. But Christopher Robin here is an underdog. Now, if Avengers Infinity War wasn't nominated in this category, and that would be, like, ridiculous if it wasn't, but if it wasn't, I would put up an argument that Christopher Robin probably deserves this nomination. The fact that all those animals, like Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Piglet, they all look so real. And they look real, like Winnie the Pooh in that movie looks real in a way that, like, I've just never seen it before because he clearly looks like a toy, right? He clearly has that soft bear toy feel. But he also looks like a real bear. It's crazy how realistic they got that movie. And I don't think that movie was that overly expensive to make. I was very impressed with Christopher Robin, by the way. Like, just so you know, I'm a little bit biased here because I love that movie. That movie just moved me to tears. Okay, let's talk about the participation trophy, the Best Animated Feature Award. Here's the thing with the Best Animated Feature category. The Best Animated Feature category is a category that shouldn't exist, right? It's a cop-out. We don't have categories for Oscar nominations for Best Comedy or Best Drama or Best animation's the only sort of subcategory we have. There's no, like, action. There's no Best, comedy, Best Drama, Best Romance. But they put the animated one there so they didn't have to feel the pressure to nominate an animated movie for the Best Picture Award. Now, that being said, there is a Best Animated category, so we're going to talk about it. Now, I think far and away that Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse is going to take this award. That's what I think is going to take this award. Don't discount Ralph Breaks the Internet. Ralph Breaks the Internet was one hell of a good movie, man. It was a sensational film, and I'll say this, I liked Ralph Breaks the Internet more than Incredibles 2, and I liked Incredibles 2 very much, but Ralph Breaks the Internet was far better in my opinion. So if Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse doesn't, for some reason, get that award, and I think it will, and I hope it does, but I do also think that Ralph Breaks the Internet does also deserve this award, and I'll tell you this, if Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse wasn't nominated, like, let's say the movie never came out and wasn't nominated in this category, Ralph Breaks the Internet would be my pick, and I do think Ralph Breaks the Internet would probably take it. It is a better movie than Incredibles 2, in my opinion, but that's just me. Again, drop down in the comment section below and let me know what you think about all these categories and what you think about my predictions and the stuff that I share in this video. But yeah, Ralph Breaks the Internet, one solid film. Look, Incredibles 2, if Incredibles 2 wins it, I'm not going to complain, because Incredibles 2 is a great movie. I just have so many problems with that film. Like, I have some problems with that movie that fundamentally just keep me from, you know, it being my number one pick to win this award. But nonetheless, I did enjoy Incredibles 2, and if it wins, I'm not going to complain. But obviously, Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse is going to get it. But I'd also like to see Ralph Breaks the Internet win the award too. Okay, let's talk about the Best Leading Actress category. So in this category, this is a category that's a stacked category. I mean, now I haven't seen The Wife with Glenn Close, but I hear she is incredible in that film. But because I haven't actually seen the movie, I can't speak to that. I personally think Lady Gaga is going to run away with this award. I think she's just going to far and away. She's going to run away with this award. But I also wouldn't discount Glenn Close or Melissa McCarthy or Olivia Colman, but I really, really hope Lady Gaga wins. I'm just rooting for her so much for this award. Now, the one person who isn't nominated in Best Lead Actress was Toni Collette for Hereditary. Hereditary was a movie that I didn't like. I was bored in that movie. I didn't like it. I actually think it's a bad movie. And I know that puts me in the minority of people, because a lot of people love Hereditary, and I'm one of the very few people that don't. I didn't like Hereditary at all. However, Toni Collette was sensational in that film. That is a good example of a film where the performance in it is better than the movie itself. Toni Collette deserves a Best Leading Actress nomination. And I'll say this, it's a snub she didn't get it. It's a snub she didn't get it. The level of craziness she has to go to, the level of range she has to display, the amount of emotions on display in Hereditary from her is insane. And it's a crime. It's a robbery that she wasn't nominated for Best Leading Actress. But the bigger crime to me was an actress in 2 movies this year where she was the lead, and she was amazing in both, and they are both great films. Emily Blunt in A Quiet Place and Emily Blunt in Mary Poppins Returns. How the hell that didn't happen, I don't know. I thought she was a lock. Like, if, you know, Lady Gaga got nominated, I want Lady Gaga to win this award, but Emily Blunt should have been nominated. Emily Blunt should have been nominated either for A Quiet Place or Mary Poppins Returns. She should have been. And look, personally, if it was up to me, I would give her the award for A Quiet Place. I just thought she had to do more in that film than she did in Mary Poppins Returns. But that doesn't take away the job she did in Mary Poppins Returns. And I do think it is the bigger crime that she didn't get nominated. In fact, I would have put them both in there. I would have had Emily Blunt nominated for Best Lead Actress, and I would have had Toni Collette as well. And I'd give it to Emily Blunt before I give it to Lady Gaga, that's for sure. But I hope Lady Gaga wins. I'm pulling for Lady Gaga. She did a fantastic job in A Star Is Born. Okay, Best Director. This category is a category that I have a lot of thoughts about, actually. Spike Lee does deserve to be up here. Spike Lee did a great job with BlacKkKlansman. Now, overall, as a movie, I wasn't as impressed with BlacKkKlansman as everybody else, but I do admit it is a great film, and I enjoyed it very much. The issue I have with this category is Adam McKay for Vice. Really? Vice is a movie that I thought was good, but I didn't think Vice was that well done as far as directing goes. I feel like you put a Bradley Cooper in there for A Star Is Born before you put Adam McKay. I would have put the director of Green Book in this category before I'd put an Adam McKay. I would have put a John Krasinski for A Quiet Place in here before any of the ones that I just mentioned. John Krasinski for A Quiet Place, that movie is all directing. Like, it's all directing. Same with BlacKkKlansman, actually. Both BlacKkKlansman and A Quiet Place are movies that are all direction, pure and simple. And John Krasinski not being up there, that's a bit of a snub to me. That's more of a snub to me than Bradley Cooper not being up there for A Star Is Born, because while John Krasinski and Bradley Cooper, both first-time directors and both have their first movies coming out in the same year, A Star is Born, you can tell that there are some first-time directorial weaknesses in that movie. Not enough to ruin the movie at all. Like, I love A Star is Born. You know I love A Star is Born, but there are some flaws in A Star is Born, directing-wise. There are no flaws in A Quiet Place is a damn near perfect movie to me. And there are no directing flaws anyway in that film. And John Krasinski, I think, is probably the biggest snub for this category, because that's a guy that I think not only deserves to be nominated, I think he would, if he was nominated, he would give Spike Lee a run for his money in this category. He really would. I absolutely loved A Quiet Place, and I think it's a crime that John Krasinski wasn't nominated for Best Director. I really do. Moving on to Best Supporting Actor. Now, this is a category that is stacked. Out of all the categories this year, out of all the nominations, this one is the most stacked. And this one's going to be the toughest one to call, because there are some fantastic performances as far as Best Supporting Actor goes this year. Personally, my pick for this is going to be Mahershala Ali for Green Book. Mahershala Ali, I saw Green Book only like the other night, and Mahershala Ali is just, he's so good. It's stupid how good he is in that film. It's like Viggo Mortensen as well. It's stupid how both of them are that good in that movie. So my pick for this category is Mahershala Ali, but I do want to touch on Sam Elliott for A Star is Born. Here's the thing, guys. There's been a lot of hype ever since A Star is Born came out. Everyone's talking about Sam Elliott. Sam Elliott, Sam Elliott, Sam Elliott. He's going to get the award. He's going to get the award. He's going to get the award. Everybody's talking about how good he is in that movie. Sam Elliott is very good in A Star is Born. I'm not going to take that away from him. However, personally, I couldn't understand a word he said. Sam Elliott in that film is similar to how I feel about Mahershala Ali in Moonlight. They did a great job. They didn't really have that much to do, and I just don't feel like they did enough in their respective roles to earn them a Best Supporting Actor nomination at the Academy Awards. Now, they both did great jobs. I'm not going to take that away from them, but I don't see Sam Elliott being in this category. It's the one thing in this category to me that just feels like I just don't get it. But he's up there, and look, if he wins, I'll be happy for him. Sam Rockwell was one that actually I was kind of surprised to see him on this list. Sam Rockwell, I said in my review of Vice that Sam Rockwell was the standout of that film to me. Now, he isn't in it much, but he was the absolute standout in Vice for me, over even a Christian Bale, who did a great job, by the way. But I said in my review of Vice that I think Sam Rockwell is probably deserving of a Best Supporting Actor nomination for that role as George W. Bush, and but I was surprised. I didn't think many people would agree that he deserves to be nominated for that, but I actually was kind of surprised to see him actually get the nomination. It was one that I thought I wanted to get the nomination, but I didn't think he would for some reason. I don't know why I didn't think though, but I didn't think that. Now, although I do want Mahershala Ali to win Best Supporting Actor, how do you not go with Adam Driver in BlacKkKlansman? Like, Adam Driver is probably like in my top 10 favorite actors like working right now. He is absolutely insane. Like, not only is he great as Kylo Ren, but he was fantastic in BlacKkKlansman. And guys, if you haven't seen Patterson, Adam Driver in Patterson is one of my favorite performances of his. Like, he is insanely stupid, talented, good. So yes, I want Mahershala Ali to win Best Supporting Actor, but I tell you what, I'm kind of secretly hoping, not secretly hoping, I'm actually kind of hoping Adam Driver wins. I don't know who you give it to in that scenario. Like, between Mahershala and Adam Driver, I just don't know. Okay, Best Lead Actor. Let's talk about the Best Lead Actor this year. I think this award is pretty much a two-horse race. I honestly think it's going to be between Viggo Mortensen and Bradley Cooper. I really do. Viggo Mortensen would probably, if you held a gun to my head, Viggo Mortensen's probably going to get this award. Like, if I had to pick one, it's going to be him. Bradley Cooper's insanely good in A Star is Born. It's probably, if not the best, it's one of his best performances ever. But I also cannot discount Rami Malek for Bohemian Rhapsody. He made you believe so much that he was Freddie Mercury. Like, not one moment on screen watching that film did I ever not believe that was the real Freddie Mercury. He's so good in Bohemian Rhapsody. Yes, Christian Bale is great in Vice, but man, Bradley Cooper, Viggo Mortensen, and Rami Malek, I don't know who's going to win that award. I know who I want to win that award. I definitely want Viggo Mortensen to get it, but if Bradley Cooper gets it, I'm not complaining. If Rami Malek gets it, I'm also not complaining, because Rami Malek's got a real decent shot at this award. Strap yourselves in. Sit down. Let's talk about Best Picture. So for Best Picture, we have Black Panther, BlacKkKlansman, Bohemian Rhapsody, The Favourite, Green Book, Roma, A Star Is Born, and Vice. The only movie out of the Best Picture categories that are on this list that I haven't seen is The Favourite. Roma is a great piece of art. I didn't like Roma, but I can see why it got nominated. I can. A Star Is Born, obviously one of my top picks to win Best Picture. Green Book is incredible. Bohemian Rhapsody... Look, Bohemian Rhapsody is a good movie. I'm not sure it was worthy to be up here. Again, I would have put something like An Old Man and the Gun up there before I would put a Bohemian Rhapsody. I'd put A Quiet Place up before I'd put Bohemian Rhapsody. I'd put Searching up before I'd put Bohemian Rhapsody. I'd certainly put Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse up there. I certainly would. And again, that's part of the reason why I think the best animated category is a cop-out, because Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse deserves to be nominated for Best Picture. But let's address the Panther in the room. Let's talk about Black Panther. Black Panther is a movie that my opinion has changed pretty drastically on since I first saw it. And you can go back and watch my review. I reviewed that film on this channel. You can go back and watch that review. And I gave it a pretty positive review. And I do acknowledge that I like Black Panther. I think Black Panther is a good movie. I don't think it's a great movie. Black Panther didn't blow my socks off. I wasn't overly impressed with that film. I think it is like a slightly above average Marvel movie. It's certainly not, in the top 5 or top 10 of my favorite MCU films, or even in my favorite comic book films in general. And I know it's going to piss a lot of people off, and that's fine. Your opinion is your opinion. I respect everyone's opinion, but you have to also grant me that same respect. I don't think Black Panther deserves to be nominated for Best Picture. I've said it ever since it came out. Ever since it came out, from the second Black Panther was released, people were talking about it for Best Picture. And I don't see it. I don't see how Black Panther made this spot. I don't see it. I don't think it's going to win the award, but I don't even know how it got nominated. Look, a lot of people love Black Panther. That's fine. And it got nominated. There's nothing we can do about it. And congrats to Black Panther for being nominated. Just over Old Man and the Gun, over A Simple Favor, over, there are so many other movies this year that I thought were far better than Black Panther. It wasn't even the best comic book movie this year. To me, the best comic book movie this year is Avengers Infinity War. So, it's between Avengers Infinity War and Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse for best comic book movie this year, let alone one of the best movies of the year. However, while I didn't think it deserves to be nominated for Best Picture, I don't think it's anywhere near it. I will say that it is an amazing feat that it got nominated for Best Picture, because it is a comic book movie. It is the first comic book superhero movie to ever be nominated for Best Picture, and Kevin Feige certainly deserves an Academy Award of some kind for all his work with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So if Black Panther wins Best Picture and Kevin Feige takes that stage, our Lord and Savior Kevin Feige, I'll be cheering for Kevin Feige, because he does deserve an Oscar. I don't know that he deserves it for Black Panther. I don't know that Black Panther itself deserves that recognition, because I don't think it was that good of a movie, but Kevin Feige certainly deserves the recognition. But someone has to explain to me how Black Panther got nominated for Best Picture and Logan didn't get a Best Picture nomination the other year. I don't understand that at all. Logan is far more deserving of this than Black Panther. Even The Dark Knight. How The Dark Knight didn't get a Best Picture nomination and Black Panther gets a Best Picture nomination, I don't know. Black Panther being nominated for Best Picture, while I don't think it deserves it, it is a win for the comic book genre. It shows that the Academy is changing. Things are progressing. We're getting there. We're getting finally, slowly but finally, to the point now where comic book movies have a legit shot of being nominated for major Academy Awards. Black Panther deserves some technical awards. I certainly agree with that, like best costume design and editing and all the other technical categories that it was nominated in. I'm okay with those, but again, I don't think it was nominated. I don't think it deserved the Best Picture nomination, but that's just my opinion. Best Picture, I think I want Green Book to take it. I definitely do. To me, it's either between Green Book and A Star Is Born. If either of those win it, I will be happy. And look, if Black Panther wins, that's fine. Congratulations to Black Panther. I'll be very happy for Kevin Feige. So anyway, guys, look, drop down in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts on these nominations and on my predictions and anything you want to share about the Academy Awards this coming year. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. My name is Tom. Remember to hit that subscribe button, ring that notifications bell so you never miss out on my take on all things movies, and I will see you guys next time.